welcome back to the channel. Here we have two mid-size SUVs, something I should know a bit about. I drive a Nissan Qashqai, have done for many years, but these two I've not driven, and I've been looking forward to it because I want to see what the competition is like. So first of all, we judge with our eyes. Let's talk about the looks. First of all, the Kuga. Now the front grille is ever so slowly getting more aggressive, model by model. There's a newer model out than this. This is a 13 plate that's even more aggressive and is a bit of a nod to the grills of like your Ford Rangers and the sort of big GMCs and the big wagons that you get in America. This is a mid-range model. As you can see, it's on its way to that aggressive sort of front end. Round to the back, it's a lot more of a straight end, similar to sort of the old school Mercedes type 4x4s that we see, and altogether it just looks like a big old lump compared to the Kadjar here, the Renault, and they've done a really good job with this because it's still a pretty big car, but it looks nice and compact. There's curves in all the right places. The front end looks nice. The back end is a little bit neater, a little bit more understated, very similar to the Kia Sportage, and it's basically the same car as the Nissan Qashqai underneath, but on the outside it looks really, really nice. Here inside the Kuga, what I've first of all noticed is actually quite nice. It's not too plasticky. It's actually quite well put together. The only thing I would say is that the screen on these older models is very, very small, quite far away from you. Also, you've got to toggle it. They've improved that on the newer models. It's quite standard. It's not a bad place to be. And the thing is, you've got to remember these 4x4s, they really are catering for the masses. People who want to get to A to B, enough room in the back for the kids, etc. So they're not going to go crazy on the inside of the cabin. But the steering wheel's nice. It's a nice place. The seats are nice and comfortable. However, I guess you're looking towards the newer models if you want to be wowed with the touchscreen infotainment system, etc. Now, I realise I look like a child sitting in the back seat, but we'll get over that very quickly. If I was a child, I'd have a little bit more room. It's not as spacious as I would have first thought, considering you're getting quite a lot of car. However, it's comfortable. What can I say? I've got a lot of room. My head is literally nearly touching the ceiling in here. It's quite standard, and you're going to be able to fit children's seats in there, which is the main thing. In terms of getting 3 adults across here, it might be a bit of a squeeze. So straight away, we've got to check out the boot space. As if by magic, it opens. As you can see, and as you would expect, a nice big boot. The only thing that is a little bit annoying and worth considering is that to let the seats down and turn it into essentially a van, you've got to go round to the doors and actually do it. There's no sort of little lever there. I'm sure there is in the new one, but actually, don't quote me on that. The fact of the matter is, it's a big boot. In compared to the Nissan Qashqai, I think that's got a slightly smaller boot than this, and also I think the Kia, and we'll go on to the Kadjar in a minute, are slightly bigger. But it does what it says on the tin. And also worth mentioning as well, when you let the seats down, annoying little ridge here, so sliding anything in is a bit of a pain. You've actually got to lift it over that ridge. It's the little things, but it's little things that I get annoyed with about a car. So now the inside of the Kadjar. For a start, the steering wheel's a lot nicer. It's got a little bit of a sports touch to it at the flat bottom, so that's a nice touch. Also as well, it's just really nice place to be, very much like the Kuga. It's not plastic. You're getting a little bit more for your money on the inside. This is worth mentioning. It's a 17 plate compared to the Kuga, which is a slightly older model. So it's got a bit of a better screen and infotainment system. But on the whole, it's nice to be in here. Very nice touch is the digital dials, which we'll get a closer look of. But that's a nice touch. The comfortable seats, they're not leather, a little bit half leather actually. And you've got a little bit of room. It seems like quite a spacious cabin. So on the whole, it's not flashy. by any means, but it's simple. Again, we're harping on about 4x4 owners, especially these sort of standard models that you're going to see everywhere. They're not up for flashy. It's simple, effective. There is a random little bit of fake carbon fibre there, which I don't know what that's for. But other than that, quite like it. So as a passenger, backseat passenger in the Kadjar, I'm pretty comfortable actually. It's a smaller car, probably in dimensions, but they've done a lot with the space. I've got more leg room, it seems. I'm a little bit more comfortable. My head's not touching the ceiling as it was basically in the Kuga. So I'm really impressed with this one. And like I say, I think you've got more chance of getting 3 adults across the back here. And then be actually comfortable than you have in the Kuga. But on the whole, I'm pretty pleased. So boot space in this, unfortunately I can't open it via the key, but get over it, it'll be alright. The boot space is pretty decent. As I said, it's a massive boot. You've got lots of room in here, but something that is really quite cool is that you can put the seats down by these levers here, which is so handy and so much better than the Kuga, where you have to actually go round and do it. And like I say, it's got more than enough room for shopping or anything like that, which most of us use the 4x4 for. Now very quickly I'm going to talk about how they've driven. I've enjoyed my drives in both of them. This one will get you going to the petrol station a bit more. It's 40 miles per gallon, 1.2 litre petrol engine, so to be expected. This one gives a little bit more performance because it's got the 2 litre diesel and it's 60 miles per gallon, so a little bit more efficient when it comes to the old petrol. So what I quite like about this one is it a lot smoother when it kind of handles around the lanes. This one you feel the bumps a lot more. They've really there's some real positives to this one, as well as this one. I'd say the space inside has really surprised me with this. They've managed that really, really well. There's more mod cons on it because it's a 17 plate. This is a little bit of an older model, but the aggressive front, as well as the back, I think is really nice looking. And it gets a little bit more performance because of that 2 litre diesel engine. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching the video. Hit the subscribe button. Go to our Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what we're up to. Thank you very much for watching.